Hi, it's Hollowmaster, and we're back with another part of Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. So I went ahead and leveled everyone, and everyone also got their first mythic level. So we are mythic tier 1. So for the first tier, you don't actually choose a mythic path. I don't remember what tier you are when you actually pick one. There's a couple different points where you can change it. But we did end up picking what is basically the Azada mythic path ability. So we picked Instrument of Freedom for Fable, which is basically just 3 times a day, I think, a free range touch attack that does pretty good amount of damage. It's 4d6 plus 2d6 per mythic tier, so that's pretty good for a touch attack. I went ahead and leveled everyone. I cleared out our inventory, even though somehow... Why are we still heavily encumbered? Oh, it's because it's just Fable carrying all this. That makes more sense. So looking at our quests here, we have a bunch that are finished, and now we have a bunch of exclamation marks over here. So just a lot of stuff. We need to talk to Jurno in Chili Creek. That was the cleric of Aristil that talked to us in the tavern. This is going to be our overarching quest for the chapter, is make it to Dresden. So Banner over the Citadel is going to be a ways away. So we need to go talk to everyone and then talk to the Queen. And then there's also a band of cultists somewhere that we need to take out. So we're going to go ahead and just walk around our camp, because this is going to be our base of operations. Oh, there's daeran. Ah, there you are, you dashing troublemaker, you. Daeran flashes you a self-satisfied smile. Our short acquaintance is coming to an end. Very soon, you will depart on your crusade, where you'll scrape by on horrible rations, struggle to vainly fall asleep amidst snoring soldiers, be rudely awoken by the freezing cold, and have to look upon the dour faces of self-righteous prigs before you finally perish in the maw of some demon. I have a journey ahead of me, too. I've just rented a sailboat in the south. I've also hired an excellent chef and a host of other entertainments. Well, to each their own, I suppose. Daeran pauses, then suddenly adds in a more serious voice, "You know, I am genuinely sad to see you go. If it sounds like mockery, forgive me. I cannot switch off my venom gland on a whim, you see. But you intrigue me. If only we could have spent a little more time together. But of course," he grimaces, "not under these conditions. Let the Crusaders and the demons have at each other. With any luck, they'll take this entire sanctimonious spectacle down with them." Alright. So we can say, "I'll be blunt, you don't intrigue me, not in the way you obviously had in mind, but you are a valuable companion. You could have stayed in my party." We can say, "You know, I would have liked it if you stayed. You intrigue me too." Or, "I feel you don't belong here. Go. But I'd like to see you again someday in the future, to get to know you better. You can throw a banquet for me to celebrate our victory in Dresden. What do you say?" Or, "Get lost then. I won't miss you." So we're going to go for the second one. Daeran's eyes light up a little. He is obviously pleased by your attention, yet he answers in his typical mocking tone. "Alas, life is full of disappointments. I must reject your offer. In any case, I intend to wait until the army departs. I do love a good send-off, especially when it is I who is staying and someone else who is heading off to meet a dreary and hopeless end. Sometimes it does one good to ruminate on the unfairness of life. Well then, farewell, Commander. I assume I shall be your most precious memory of this most disgusting and exhausting road to the pointless slaughter of battle. Or, if not the most precious memory, then at least the most stirring." Daeran smirks before instantly losing all interest in you, or at least he pretends to. He's such an asshole. You're my healer, bro. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere, Helmet Head, with that shiny ass hair of yours. Okay. We're over here now. Grandma, Gretlin the director. Oh, they were these, the actors from Canabras, I think. A well-dressed old dwarf is lecturing a motley company, shaking her ladle at them belligerently. Noticing you, she flings up her hands. "Good afternoon, your commanderness. Do you remember us? We're the crew from the next door theater company, the one you saved in Canabras. We're, back when you weren't your commanderness yet, and you can see we've come on the campaign with you. We signed up to clean pots and mend the soldiers' clothes. Keeping up theater is expensive, so we'll have to take side jobs, but we won't stop what we're doing. We're going to put on a play about your legendary feats." Of course, the crowd scenes are difficult. We can't find people to play the horde of demons, and we decided against using a ritual to summon real demons. Luckily, we have Master Kem. He's invented a way to solve the problem using sound. We caught a pig and some piglets who ran away from a burned-out village. The glum and husky half-orc mumbles softly. We put the piglets in a box and scare them a little, and they make it sound like an approaching demon horde. But most important question is, of course, choosing the lead actor who will play the Knight Commander. We had to write Barney over it, breaking a number of lances, as well as a shovel, a rolling pin, and a set of back scratchers. But we just couldn't decide no matter what. Maybe you can help us. You have two candidates that are most suited to the role. One will have the honor of conveying your heroism upon the stage. Commander? So is this sweet half-elf a candidate for my role? A Cyclops actor? Don't you have any other actors who even vaguely resemble me? Or I don't need a theater like this. What if I order the soldiers to throw you out? I guess we'll do the first one. Of course, Lily is most impressed with you and wants the role very, very much. Difference in appearance don't matter. She's a wonderful dancer, which will allow us to introduce elements of ballet into the play. A Cyclops actor? He's completely tame, believe me. He has a few issues with articulation, but what a powerful physique. We'll make him a nice costume, wash him, brush his hair. Truth be told, in our show, you mainly just make short heroic exclamations at the fateful moments, like onward, or we'll never give up, or my heart burns with courage. Lambkin can definitely handle this script. We'll just say, alright, I've made my decision. Let's let the director pick. Wonderful. Sorry we took you away from the important things heroes and commanders do. We're off to rehearsal. I mean, first we'll wash some pots, then we're off to rehearsal. Let's go, you lazy lumps. Don't embarrass old grandma now. I kind of hope she picks the Cyclops. It's kind of funny. Okay. Because we have to go and basically just explore the whole camp. Oh, there's Sila's horse. Oh, and Sila. A group of soldiers is talking loudly, laughing joyfully, and passing around a flask. So picture this. My sword is by the fire, there's 2 goblins about to snatch it, and 3 more are digging through my tent. I'm sat in the bushes, wearing just my mail shirt, wondering what the blast to do. An old mercenary taught me about the mail shirt. You can't sleep in armor, but it's not so bad in mail, once you get used to it. Too bad no one told me not to go to the bushes without my sword. So what'd you do? What did I do? I barked like crazy. Goblins are afraid of dogs, you know, so they went all wild and started running around. I spot my sword and they spot me, so I jump over the fire, wearing nothing but my mail shirt, and I grab my sword and yell in a big tough voice, "Oh, Inheritor, grant me the power to crush these filthy creatures." My sword's shining, the goblins are screaming, I jump to attack them and they fight back, but I fought them off somehow, but ever since, I never take a step without my weapon. Sila takes a sip from the flask. Haha, that's some story. Hey, stop gulping, leave some for us. We've only just set off and you're already drinking, and with the queen on camp? Stop this at once. The knights quickly snap to attention. Sila raises her flask and says loudly, "Right you are, Commander Tirabade, but we're drinking to the queen's health. So we can be lawful, Sila show some discipline, chaotic, take Sila's flask, give me a sip too, to her majesty's health, or say nothing." Probably chaotic. Irabeth needs to loosen up just a little bit. Irabeth rubs her forehead with the palm of her hand. "Commander, are you sure this is the right way to train your soldiers? Never mind, it's your business." So we're not going to talk to Sila right now because that'll just be a lot more dialogue. I want to walk around the camp first. Oh, these are the fighters that Her Majesty brought here from the capital. So we found the location of the recruits from Nerosian. So this is going to be our base camp setup for all of Act... Well, yeah, all of Act 2. Oh, and now we found the campsite of the Canabris Knights. So these knights came with us from Canabris. 130 gold just laying around in a chest. Don't mind if I do. I think there's one more thing we have to find, which is probably down here. I'm excited to get into the, like, war map part of this game. It reminds me of playing Fire Emblem. So I'm excited for it. Okay, yeah. And so then this is the Eagle Watch. So these are Irabeth's soldiers. Oh, and Ember. Okay. So we've got, we can see all of our party members on the screen. And then we can also see some, like, important NPCs. So Horgus is here, I guess, for some reason. The different like campments that we just saw, and then there's also some people to like sell to. Who is this person? Oh, I don't think we've met her yet. This is Nura Denduar's tent. It seems she brought a lot of unnecessary items along with her. So, lots of books. I'm gonna open them and read them because unlike in Baldur's Gate, you always want to like open these books because some of them are just randomly going to give you like permanent buffs. Now normally you can kind of tell it'll be like a book that looks a little more special, but sometimes it's like truly just a really random book, and then you just get like a permanent like ability score bonus or something, so it's definitely worth it. Who's glowing over there? Oh, the storyteller probably. Nenio's over there. Okay, so I think we need to go talk to the queen. Yes, the queen is waiting in the command tent to explain to the commander the task she has been sent. So, I think... Where is that again? Oh yeah, over here. So we're gonna go talk to the queen. Alright, there she is. The queen greets you with a stare. She has dropped the pompous air which she just announced the Fifth Crusade. The face of the ruler of Mendev appears calm and thoughtful. She has made her move and now awaits her opponent's reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds.
I got this.
I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Daeran, our lost outpost within the World Wound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomedae herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation.
So if you remember, Daeran is the city that Staunton, the dwarf that just ran off with Monago, the Lilitu demon, that's the city that he is more or less responsible for losing because he convinced himself with Monago's influence, not magical I don't think, but he convinced himself that it would be a really good idea to take the Sword of Valor, which is not a sword but it's a banner, out into the battlefield and out of Daeran. And when he did that, that moved the safety area where the demons couldn't teleport and allowed them to teleport into Daeran and kill everyone there and take it. So it's been lost ever since.
A forced march to Daeran awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Sosiel.
The queen nods to the human man and the young halfling woman standing beside her.
One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomedae also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important.
I forgot he was voiced.
But it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now. But I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
You got it.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons. I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it.
Whatever you say.
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
You'll have plenty of time to talk. You're the Knight Commander's people now, her trusted advisors and companions. Now then, will you please leave us? Irabeth, you can go too.
Alright, so we have lots of options. So probably we'll just start at the top. So when we met at the Defender's Heart, I never imagined you'd make me the commander of the new crusade.
Some actions may be deemed bold, or even extreme, and beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years. I cannot allow myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance, and I am willing to stake everything on it. However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction. Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mendev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
Let's do these two first, and then we'll go back up. So, did you know that the souls of the angels from heaven are confined in the Wardstone?
I had guessed as much. Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual Celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomede's herald erected the first Wardstone in Kenobris, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomede easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works.
I guess.
Nevertheless, I am pleased that you solved the mystery of the Wardstone in Kenobris, and were able to save this gift of Iomede. It was a deed worthy of a Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
The Queen subtly inclines her head in solemn acknowledgement of your service. You should know I received an unusual gift in the caves beneath Kenabris. In a vision, I saw the death of an angel called Lariel, who said somehow he was able to grant me the ability to reveal the light of heaven.
Lariel. I knew him. He disappeared shortly before the world wound grew, and Dresden fell into the enemy's hands. In the chaos, we had more important concerns than investigating the fate of a single angel, even one so righteous and beloved as Lariel. And afterward, matters took a turn for the worse. The angels left us to go on this special mission. It is so strange to hear the names I used to hear when I was young, like getting a message from the past. It is sad news, but it brings me back to the times when we strongly believed in our victory, and we rushed headlong toward it without fear. Could it be that such times have come again?
Maybe. I have some questions about my mission to retake Dresden.
Of course. I shall answer.
So we know how the demons conquered Dresden, but we'll click on it anyways.
That's a good question. Its walls were built by dwarf craftsmen, and the power of the Sword of Valor protected the city. Alas, where raging hordes failed, a single lying tongue was all they needed to succeed. The demoness Minago convinced a young and ambitious crusader named Staunton Vane that the banner belonged on the battlefield. He went on a daring and unapproved raid, and the banner ended up in the enemy's hands. The city fell soon after. Ever since then, for 7 decades, it has served as a citadel for the forces of the Abyss.
7 decades is crazy. What have you been doing for 100 years, dog? And 70 since Dresden was taken. Like, that's crazy. So Staunton Vane, I saw him at the Great Garrison. He defected to the demon side.
Oh, really? I wasn't informed of this.
Nobody told you?
After Dresden fell because of Staunton, he was nearly sentenced to death. He deserved it. In wartime, men are hanged for far less. But you have no idea what a terrible sight it is. A raging crowd of crusaders baying for blood. Never have my fighters looked so much like the demons we are fighting. I commuted Staunton's sentence and stripped him of his rank. Not just for him, but for my army and my country. We are not Hell Knights. We do not maintain discipline with public executions.
So we have lots of options, so 2 good options, so it was a tough choice, I understand. You punished him with a life of disgrace and humiliation, and that life finally broke. It's sad, but not surprising. Chaotic, you should have exiled him, let him go wherever he wanted. That way he would have either changed his life for the better or realized he had no one to blame but himself. Lawful, you shouldn't have stayed the hand of justice. If he died, he wouldn't be betraying you again now. evil. I can't believe no one decided to punish him unofficially. Or just a regular option. In the past is the past. What matters now is he's fighting for this other side. I expect we'll meet him in Dresden. She would probably just say good. It was a tough choice, I understand.
Thank you for your support. The longer you live, the more things you do, and the more criticism you endure.
I have plenty of
Today,
criticisms for you, but that's not
many blame
one.
me for all manner of reasons, and few try to understand my actions. Your words warm my soul.
I'm a queen hater, but I'm gonna try and not to let my first playthrough cloud my judgment too much, though I suspect it will go similarly. But the first time I did it, we did a trickster mythic path. The queen, not a fan of chaos, or of neutral chaos. Not a fan of the trickster mythic path commander. Now we're still in chaos because we're going Azada for this one, but we will be, our mythic path will be good because our character was still mostly chaotic good. Like we had to like dip into chaotic neutral to get there, but we were mostly chaotic good for the whole game. But I suspect she still won't be a fan of us by the end of this. So we can say what forces are at my disposal.
Everyone we saw today at the parade.
There was a
First
parade?
among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Irabeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Neurosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit. These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Dresden. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you. But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning.
We'll find out.
If you retake Dresden, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning. Many battles and victories lie ahead.
So it's been literally decades and no one's managed to retake the city. What makes you think that we're any different?
We have a chance now that we haven't seen in decades.
Why?
But it's more than that.
Why do we
You
have a chance
created
now?
this chance for us by foiling the demon's plans in Canabris.
I guess.
The army who attacked the city came straight from Dresden.
Okay.
Demon hordes from the Abyss are usually encamped there, but many of them perished on the streets of Canabris.
Yes. But like, so when they die though, they just respawn in the Abyss. Unless I guess maybe lesser demons don't. I'm not sure. I'd have to check.
We must attack swiftly before they can restore their forces. When the city is free and the Sword of Valor appears before our soldiers, they won't be sending in any more reinforcements. Demons cannot teleport into an area protected by the banner of the goddess.
Okay, and then what about our long-term goals? Do you know how to get rid of the Whirlwind forever? I think if she did, like, it would be gone probably.
Now you are talking like a real knight commander. However, answering your question is not easy. To win this war, we must bar the demon's way. There are a few planar rifts leading to the Abyss across the territory we call the World Wound. The best specialists we could find have tried to close them on separate occasions, with no success, as you may have guessed.
Clearly.
The World Wound is more than just a chain of portals to the Abyss. We do not understand its nature yet. The methods of rift closure known to magical science simply do not work here. However, we have a hypothesis, and a rather well-grounded one, that we must begin at the source of the problem, the place where the World Wound was opened. The main rift lies through the city of Iz and the Threshold Fortress, deep in the former lands of Socorus. We have never managed to fight our way so far and gain a foothold to allow the mages to explore the origins of the World Wound. So,
Mages.
the next step, after you succeed in Dresden, is an offensive push deeper into the World Wound, with the aim of reaching Threshold, the very threshold of the Abyss.
Okay, so basically she wants to take Dresden and then hopefully take Iz after, so that once we take Iz, mages can investigate the source of the world wound, so the place where Aureliu Vorlash opened it, and see if they can figure out
Wonderful.
how to close it. So the last thing, and what are you going to do?
Overlooking a spot of insubordination just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Nerosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the Fifth Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander?
So we have one option we can see that's locked out because we did not choose that Aeon Mythic Path option in the Wardstone situation. So instead we can say good, requires the Angel Mythic Path, which you should always have unlocked if you've picked the Light of Heaven. My queen, I'd ask that you remain here with us. The Dresden campaign is the hope of the Crusade, and the blessing of Iomade that you carry may be decisive in this battle. Fable would probably say that.
I hear a polite attempt
Whoa.
to appeal to the conscience of an old sovereign.
The queen flashes something of a slightly astonished smile.
I don't know if you realize what you're suggesting. If our enemies in the depths of the wound were to discover that I was with your army, they would immediately send their most vicious demons to attack. They would stop at nothing to be rid of me, and thereby sow chaos across Mendev. But you are right. I shouldn't be sitting it out in the rear. I am a warrior queen.
Yeah,
and
so
a queen
act
of
like
warriors.
one.
Yet my fighters have forgotten what I look like. Fine. I shall join the crusade, but on my own terms. First, I shall assemble my entourage and lead the parade out of the camp. I shall catch up with you later, along with a few hand-picked bodyguards. We'll change our armor, and I'll become a knight of a minor order and join the troops incognito.
Sounds good.
Until we approach Dresden, no one should know I am among you. But before we storm the city, I shall show myself to the troops and join the battle. Let it be a surprise for the demons. I hope you won't complain of my company on the road, Commander, since you were the one who insisted upon it. Do you have any other questions?
Nope, I think that just about
Splendid.
sums it up.
Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable.
The queen gives you an impish wink.
Count, there you are. You received my
Look at
instructions.
his stupid metallic hair. Why is it so reflective?
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, she has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
What a title.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
Daeran's cool expression wavers, but he seems not to be fully cognizant of what is happening. That, or he is holding himself tightly in check. So we can say, that's a great idea. Lawful, a rather frivolous gesture for a queen. Chaotic, what a wonderful gesture, your majesty. I imagine our dear count would have been inconsolable if you hadn't given him the chance to serve the common cause. Or, I have no need of this, advisor. We're gonna say the chaotic one, because Fable's laughing very hard right now.
I knew you would approve, Commander.
The queen bestows a smile on you, then brings her gaze up to rest on Daeran once more.
I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count, but your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post, but I trust that you will dutifully fulfill her orders and make a good showing of yourself. Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds,
Your
dear
largesse?
cousin.
That
I am
sounds
most gratified
crazy.
by the honor you have shown me.
The count offers a bow, either as a sign of respect or in order to hide his flushed face. Only the barest quaver can be heard in his voice.
Then let's get going. May Iomade help us.
Daeran left and went to go scream in his pillow. He's so mad. Okay. So, basically, she just kind of ran us through everything we were already kind of knew. So, we do need to talk to Sosiel. Let's talk to Anevia really quick, see if she has anything. Anevia sweeps you an inquisitive glance. So tell me straight, how'd the brawl at the Great Garrison end? I heard the rumors, of course. It's kind of my job, you know, to listen. You'd have no idea what cobblers and crusaders say about you. Some say that Iomade came to you and appointed you her herald. Others say that you died, and an honest-to-God's angel is now leading the army disguised as you. Still, others say it was just an explosion at the alchemist lab, and I'm the one spreading rumors about your power. I wish. But, you know, you really have changed since the Great Garrison. It's harder to describe, but you've become kinda... She waves her hand, trying to find the words. We're gonna say more charismatic? More dangerous. I have a gut instinct about these things. If I didn't, I'd be dead. You're dangerous, Commander. And by Desna, I hope you'll be dangerous to our enemies, and not to us. Or to yourself. We're gonna talk to her later about, like, Irabeth and stuff. Okay, and then this is our chest. So I'm gonna put Daeran's ring in there because I almost sold it earlier and I didn't want to do that. So we're gonna put that in, and then we have this horse armor, like the barding, but I can't put it on Sela's horse right now. I'm not really sure why. And then take that and that. I'll come back and get some of this stuff later. Like, I don't need to... I already sold a bunch of stuff, so I don't need to do that right now. We're good. We have money. So let's go chat with Sosiel, who is over here. And he's painting. We love Sosiel.
Hello again. I'm very pleased to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
I wish I would take him more, but I always end up with better melee, like, just builds than him. One day I should try and build him better. A young cleric stands before an easel, his brush hovering over the canvas without touching it. Instead of painting, the young man absent-mindedly gazes at the sky of Canabris, which is streaked with towering plumes of black smoke. Finally, he notices you and smiles, shaking off his stupor.
It's a pity I wasn't there at the Grey Garrison to witness your feats of strength with my own eyes. The flash, however, could be seen miles and miles away. Some people were frightened of it, thinking that the demons had blown up the remains of the keep. I, for one, knew immediately that it was a good sign. The light above the city showed us that there was still hope.
What you painting? The cleric's eyes linger mournfully on the canvas. The unfinished painting depicts a temple crowned with a rainbow-tailed bird, the symbol of Shellen. 5 people dressed in robes stand before the temple, men and women, young and old. They all gaze back at you with radiant happiness and joy in their serene eyes.
My brothers and sisters in faith. They sent me for help, and then they saved my life, Commander. If the prioress hadn't ordered me to escape the city and seek help, I would have died right along with them. Instead, I met Queen Galfrey on my way to Nerosian, and hurriedly returned to Canabris, only to find my friends dead on the steps of our desecrated temple. I want to draw them the way they live on in my memory. Wise, beautiful, and loyal to their goddess and their city to the very end.
So we can say, I'm sorry for your loss. They fulfilled their duty honorably. This is why you have to treasure every moment you spend with the ones you love. Today you're together, but who knows what tomorrow may bring. Or, I hope you'll last longer than your brethren when the real battle begins. We'll just do the good option, because we're not insane.
Thank you. I will never forget that I owe them my life. Every minute of it, every breath that I take, is a gift they gave me. Now it's my duty to make sure my friends and tutors did not die in vain. I will honor their sacrifice by making this world a bit more beautiful and kind.
So, I don't like the stop option. Who are you, and how could you possibly be of use to my army? That's very accusatory. What made an artist enlist in the army? Or you wanted to discuss something with me, right? We're gonna do that one.
Yes, I have a personal request. Before we undertake our journey and leave Canabris behind, I would like to visit Martyr Zacharias' cemetery for a funeral. It's not far from here, and it's important. I would like to pay my respects to my friends from the Temple of Shalen who died defending the city.
My
Also,
bad.
if it's not too much trouble, I would like you to come with me to honor their memory. Their friends and family will be at the funeral, and perhaps the commander's personal presence will bring them comfort. I know that you are burdened by many cares right now, so I understand if you can't find the time. But if you could, I would be sincerely grateful.
So I guess we'll do this one.
Perhaps I am a true artist, or simply an amateur who defaces canvases in my spare time.
Mood.
My goddess is a patron of art, so painting is part of my prayer, and I put all my heart into my pieces. But I am a cleric above all else, so I must also tend to others. I went to war because here's where I'm most needed. Sure, I could be painting idyllic landscapes and offering empty prayers to my goddess, but that won't stop people from dying. My goddess has no tolerance for false piety.
I guess we'll do the
My
top
name
one.
is Sosiel.
Just
I'm a
seems
cleric
so
of
rude.
Shameful, the eternal rose and the goddess of beauty. Yes, I know that many people would consider me useless in a war. This is not a usual war, though. Just consider our enemy. The Abyss and his demons are the very embodiment of everything evil and ugly in the world. Perhaps a disciple of kindness and beauty might come in handy. I have no doubt that we will win this war, Commander. We just have to. It is our destiny.
I'll take
My
that.
role is to help you, and all those standing by your side in this struggle, to survive and flourish. Everyone deserves the chance to find peace and happiness in the world that they are defending so selflessly.
All right.
You must
It
be
was nice
rather
meeting
busy
you.
indeed. Leading a crusade all by yourself is no joke. I still believe that you are up to the task.
I
This
hope so. You
war
just met
has been
me.
raging for
Hope I haven't
100
disappointed you
years,
immediately.
But you've given us a chance at victory.
All right. So I don't think was like Sosiel. I think we might have to leave first before
Precisely.
we can add him to the party. Let's talk to daeran. Hey, how's it going? There you are. So how do you like your new role, advisor? daeran winces. You also enjoy poking me with that stick, don't you? Imagine it. Me, a crusader. If my dearest cousin hoped to teach me a lesson, she managed it perfectly. An assignment I couldn't avoid without losing face. This idiotic journey leading straight into the demon's maws. I could have been on a pleasure boat right now, with the loveliest songstress in Pitax on my arm, and a bottle of the finest Kionan wine to keep us company. Incidentally, I blame you for all this. He lets out a sigh. Well, actually, I think Cousin Galfrey is to blame for everything that's happened to me, and I suppose some of my misdeeds could be considered my own fault, but I can hardly be expected to take responsibility, can I? Certainly not. Therefore, I shall lay all the blame at your door and plot my revenge. He gives you an innocent smile. People say that you're deliberately trying Queen Galfrey's patience. Is that true? Does it matter? All of Mendevian high society has declared war on me. They either despise me or they're trying to steer me back on the right path, and I'm doing everything in my power to keep them on their toes. I relish the prospect of all the fun this mess with Canabras will bring. He grins from ear to ear. I shall either commission a song about the great Canabras fiasco from a certain talented bar, or confuse the jewelers with a rather tall order, a batch of silver dragon toys with detachable heads. Give me a week, and they will be in every shop in the capital. So, the heroic dragon who died for our future deserves respect, not your mockery. You should make it really easy to rip the wings off your dragon trinket as well. Kids are going to love it. Your jokes are silly and childish. If you really want to get revenge, then make your enemy suffer. Or, I see. Thank you for your answer. She's probably somewhere in between the good and the chaotic. So we're just gonna do the neutral one for, I see. Thanks. You won't find a more honest and straightforward fellow than me. That's how I would describe you. Did you also receive a fraction of that unusual power? Looks like it. I genuinely hoped that getting away from you would be the end of it. If your gift truly did come from Iomade, then giving me a smidgen of that power was a very subtle joke on her part. I had no idea that our divine Lightbringer of Mendev even had a sense of humor. She probably doesn't. Don't get me started on my many acts of sacrilege against her. The obscene engraving, the truth about the test of the Starstone is the tamest one by far. Alright, I'm gonna go, daeran. And then where's... I think the exit's over here. I'm not gonna talk to everyone all at once because we would be here for like another hour and a half. So... Hello? Oh, Ulbrig. So you're the war chief now. You're gonna lead us to free Sarkoris from the Fae. Ulbrig nods his head with respect. I felt it the moment I saw you, but this one is special. But how'd you go and get yourself a whole army in no time? That I did not expect. Well, how does your newfound power feel? Has it gone to your head yet? We're going to fight demons, not fae. Fae, demons, angels. Ulbrich screws his face up and waves his hand in front of it like he's trying to get rid of a foul smell. They're all the same spooks. They could have stayed in their magic-y forests, happy as the pig in mud, but no, they had to poke their funny heads into the mortal world. Hold on, don't change the subject. What do you think about being war chief? So, I feel proud, finally some much-deserved recognition. It's an odd feeling. So many people are counting on me. I can't let them down. Oh, this is going to be so much fun, or why do you ask? Probably the second one. Yes, it's a scary thing to be responsible for others, especially when you're not out picking mushrooms when you're taking them to war. Even if you win, some of them surely won't make it back home, and you're the one who has to bear the burden. Ulbrich runs his hand over his beard and shakes his head in thought. But I know you'll do just fine, and not because I've seen you in battle, although you are worth a whole band of warriors in a fight. I know you'll make a fine war chief because you're not thinking about power or honors, you're concerned about the people in your charge. As long as you hold on to that, you have nothing to fear. Well, I didn't come here to flap my gums. Since I'm going to war and you're in charge, I better do this the right way. He lowers his head and says solemnly, My blade and my life are yours, war chief. I mean, it's not like I need a blade. My talons and beak will do the trick. But saying it like that is the done thing. My talons and beak are yours, just don't have the same ring to it. There's something else. I can already see things are bad. But the tales of all of Sarkoris burning down and the people dying out? I'm sorry, I don't believe those. It can't be true. We're not the kinds of folks to be snuffed out just like that. I have kin in a village not far from here. Correct, Glenn? Let's go there and talk to them. They'll have them fill us in. They're smart folks. Perhaps they'll help us in battle too. Together we'll clean up Sarkoris, and before you can say, aren't ye foul creatures? Ulbrich bumps his fist into his palm with a chuckle of bravado. Alright, I'll prepare for the road ahead. Take care, war chief. Okay. So we have to do Sosiel's thing and that. I'm gonna also save because that was a lot of dialogue. So let's take Sosiel for now. That way we can do both of their quests. I shouldn't have to level Sosiel, but he might have like one level that I need to do. Okay, yeah, so his thing is literally right here. And then... So... I forget. Oh yeah, this is how we switch. Okay, so this is our party map, and then when we click on the red banner up here, this is our army. So... Let's see. We can go to recruit. So, we have $2,000 basically right now, so I definitely want some archers. I want as many as I can get. 44 archers. And then 60 footmen. And then I'm gonna have him move down and okay. So, oops. Okay, I want to assign a general. I don't want any of them. How do I... There's a very specific general that I want, and it's none of them. I reload. Oh, I also have $0, so never mind. No worries. We'll do that probably the next day. I'm gonna have... him... I'm gonna have him just keep moving up. Okay, let's stop there. I don't want to go... Well, no, I can go to that one. That's fine. So, this is the other, like, half of the mechanics for a next good chunk of the game. So, see, it's kind of like Fire Emblem-esque in that, like, it's like units like this, and we're just gonna try and take them out. So the archers are really the most important thing. But since we don't have a general right now, we have to be pretty careful because I don't want to lose too many people. Oh, get away from me. Ooh, he did a lot to them. Okay, so the archer will be able to shoot next time. But easy, taking him out. So that's how. So because we don't have any we don't have a general right now, and we don't have any like clerics or anything, we can't replenish our units at the infirmary yet. So we did lose a couple soldiers to that. We got 600 finance points for that. I can't tell if these are the same ones or if they're different ones. Keep forgetting to like pay attention. But I haven't seen the one that I want yet, so we're not gonna do it. I'm gonna skip back to my army. So we want to go first to Sosiel's thing. So we're gonna enter the cemetery. Cause then honestly I might switch Sosiel out for Sela again. An elderly man limps towards a grave and clumsily throws a handful of soil inside. How unfair. They were all so young. They had their whole lives ahead of them. They sacrificed themselves, and an old cripple like me still lives. An elven woman, with her face bathed in tears, steps up to the grave. She whispers, "The painting. It burned like everything else in the house. There's nothing left for me to remember you by. Nothing." A young man throws a handful of soil into the open grave and stands beside it for a while, lost in thought. Finally, he sighs and steps back. Sosiel throws a handful of soil into the grave in front of him. He takes a breath and prepares to speak, but it seems that he simply cannot find the right words. The cleric wipes his tear-filled eyes and gathers his resolve and says in a gentle voice, "I wish you a warm welcome into Shaylin's realm. We will win this war, I swear to you. We'll banish this ugliness and evil, make the world richer, and let peace blossom in it. We'll make sure anything like this. He breaks into sob mid-sentence and falls silent without finishing his declaration. Probably the good. Thank you for everything you've done for us." Sosiel is too absorbed in his grief to hear you, but the other mourners nod in approval, wiping their teary eyes. "They were good people. I can't believe they're gone." "What's this?" An elven woman shrieks in horror, disrupting the atmosphere of silent mourning. Her trembling hand points at something moving in the grave. Suddenly, a corpse climbs out of the ground, wafting a horrible stench from its rotting body. It's a zombie. Run. What a shitty funeral. Oh my god. There's so many. Hey.
We won't fall here. I swear it.
Cover me!
Out of my sight. You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Cover me, all right?
Clawing time. Begone, fiend! Eternal Rose, I call upon you!
With a heavy heart, Sosiel looks at the corpses of his friends, returned to rest by his own hand. What is this twisted mockery? Who could possibly— Wait, what's this? He bends down and recovers something from the ground. Take a look at this. He hands off a black onyx gem to you. Once precious, this stone, now covered in cracks, falls apart in your grip as you examine the engraved Minotaur's head, the unholy symbol of Baphomet. The cleric's voice, perplexed at first, fills with rage as he speaks. Cultists. Simply murdering my friends was not enough for them. No, they had to come to the funeral and desecrate their graves. I'm sorry you had to go through this. Looks like some of the townspeople were only feigning the grief, or they will pay for everything they have done when we find them. You probably say I'm sorry. Thank you. I had already said goodbye to them. Seeing them again in that form, Shaylin as my witness, it was not easy. Wait, the townspeople. They fled the undead without knowing they have a traitor among them. Wherever they are, they're in great danger. We must find them. Wait, let me loot real quick. Let's go.
Always watch your back.
Give me retreat already.
Precision and grace.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
You won't survive me. This will be the stuff of legend.
Holy shit. Wait, looks like they're waiting for us. There's a whole squad of undead guarding the door. Maybe we should look for another entrance. Okay. Where? Everybody get over here.
Forget me.
The goddess
Sosiel.
protects us.
Channel. Channel again. And again. And one more time. And then let's quick save. Can we get in there? How do we get in there? Oh, over there. With a mobility check? Sure.
This is my kind of work. Pretty good, aren't I?
Okay. That sucked. Couple more people over
Careful
here.
now.
Are we encumbered? Just medium.
My tail is restless. Time to share your treasures!
Fun.
One more person we can possibly rescue over here.
Cover me, alright?
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Easy. What a horror. I can barely catch my breath. Thank you for saving me. Saving our lives, sorry. Okay. What other way to go in could there be? Back there, maybe? No, we can't get back there. And I think that was just loot. Can we open this door? No. Let's see. Okay. I mean, we're gonna have to... Oh, let me out. I'm suffocating. Hello?
This is my kind of work.
Unquiet dead. The half-rotten corpse of a woman shambles out of the crypt. She leers at you with her empty eye sockets and croaks out a few words. Thank the gods, and thank you too. I knew this was going to happen someday. They buried me alive. Who are you? Baroness Ninel Ballard at your service. The dead woman bobs her clumsy curtsy, her legs barely supporting her. My estate is not too far from here. Let me assure you that all of you are always welcome there, assuming you're properly attired. I hate to break it to you, but you're super dead, girl. How dare you? What utter foolishness. Do I look like a corpse to you? Yes. No, no, no. You forget yourself. You should be ashamed to say such things to The dead Baroness wags her finger in a chastising manner, but cuts herself short, staring at her own hand in horror. What? How? This simply cannot be. I shan't permit it. I'm afraid it's true. I'm truly sorry. This graveyard was desecrated by a necromancer. It seems he disturbed your rest as well. The dead woman covers her face with what remains of her decaying hands. So I died, but even in death, the accursed servants of the abyss torment me. Can nothing be done? Perhaps you could lay me to rest. I quite enjoyed my life in this world, but now there is no place for me here, not in this miserable form. How did you awaken? Do you remember anything? Allow me a moment to think. Seems like it, yes. Indeed, I awoke because I heard a voice. They were reciting poetry, or a prayer, perhaps. I suppose those were spells, then? Must have been your thrice-damned necromancer. Would you like to pass along any words of comfort to your friends or family? That good-for-nothing band of hangers-on? Most certainly not, thank you very much. I am reasonably confident that they have already brought my estate to ruin and squandered the fortune I bequeathed to them. They will have to do without my missives. Spare us both the indignity and embarrassment. You see, I would still be in the company of those I truly cared for were it not for you disastrous sorcerer and his parlor tricks. Alright. Rest in peace. Thank you. Do feel free to take my burial jewelry. Those pieces are dreadfully out of fashion where I'm going anyways. Thanks. Okay. Well, we did that, I guess. Oh, we received a gold chain with diamonds. I'll take it. Is there any other way to go? I don't think so. Back here, maybe? Quick save again. Any checks over here? Aha, this one.
Never seen anything like it.
We failed?
I guess that's not how it's done.
daeran. Oh, yeah. We probably don't need 17 shields.
I learned this from my grandpa.
There we go. So we are fatigued, I think, from failing that check so many times. But that's okay.
This is my kind of work.
Let's save before this one, though.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Yeah, Lan. Where were you for the other one? I guess it's because Ulbrich has a higher save. Whoa. I don't remember this part at all. Who are you? What do you want? All you have to do is die in the name of Baphomet. Have faith, you can do it. Gee. Oh, don't you dare get away from them. Sosiel, that was silly. I mean, slay, but like, we could have pushed something on him. Ooh, he channeled. Oh, never mind, he just crushed it. I retract my statement. This is the end of your blasphemous magic. I won't let you harm the living or the dead anymore. Do you think I need your permission? Hey you, bone bag, stand up and kill. Okay.
Yet another obstacle.
We'll use our instrument of freedom on him. So that's our touch attack. It did 21, it did sneak attack
Stab you
too.
or zap you. Why not both?
You won't survive me. Out of my sight. This will be the stuff of legend.
Whoa, that was a lot that happened all at once.
Cover me. You feel that?
27. Oh my god.
Distract them from me.
She's crushing it now.
Endure this.
Good lord. That was like 50 something damage straight off the bat.
I need your assistance.
Clawing time.
Oh yeah, I need to heal Sosiel immediately. We're gonna channel. And I'm gonna put him back.
Stab their backs.
Can Woljif charge from here? I think he's too... Oh, we're fatigued. That's right.
Make every strike count.
That was nice.
I'll loot your corpse.
Easy. I surrender. Stop. I give up. Don't hit me. The young man in black robes throws his hands up in a dramatic gesture. You damn rat. How dare you? Suddenly, Sosiel becomes a totally different person. The artist's delicate hands clench into fists while his voice comes out as a menacing roar. He leaps at the necromancer and breaks his nose with a single blow. You scumbag. I remember you. You came to our temple begging for healing just a month ago. We fed you. We shared our table with you and took you in. Then you, I don't even know what I'm going to do to you. Stop it, I surrender. Your Sosiel ignores the necromancer's cries of pain, punching him right in the teeth. The necromancer spits blood but continues, fighting past the wild blows to his increasingly bruised and busted face. You are a priest of Shaylin. I've surrendered, so you have to spare my life. Your goddess demands it. You two know each other? Is he telling the truth? Your religion doesn't allow you to kill him? Don't listen to his lies. He deserves death. It would be justice to kill him on the spot, or don't listen to him, hit him some more. We're just gonna say, is that true? Yes, the Eternal Rose is known for her grace. She teaches us to show mercy to anyone who asks for it. It's one thing to slay an enemy in battle, but a captive, you must try to save their soul, to show them the beauty of the world, persuade them to abandon the path of evil. It's difficult, but the world is better for it. I'm just repeating your own sermons back to you. Come on, Sosiel, try to make me repent for sins. Perhaps your kind words will make me abandon Baphomet's teaching, run to Shaylin for redemption, and start knitting some masterpieces of my own. We'll probably... Okay, so we could say, do you two know each other? I mean, I think we've established that they do. We do. That's Nardi, a tailor's apprentice from Canabras. We healed him after he was mauled by a dog, then he became a frequent visitor to our temple. He listened attentively to our sermons, studied the goddess's teaching, and praised our art. He grits his teeth. Were you lying to our faces the whole time when we took you in? When you sat at our table? When we broke bread with you? Were you planning to stab us in the back even then? The whole time. Now you understand part of it. Let's dig into the rest. The cultist carves his bloodied lip into an evil sneer. I was hoping to lure you to our side. It wouldn't have been hard. We are everywhere, even inside you. I think you know it too. You're not like all those pious devotees. You pretend to be, and maybe you fooled yourself, but we both see who you really are. You have the same demonic rage inside you. It's a pity I never had time to kindle it into a devouring flame, but sometimes you have to resort to a backup plan. Having you die at the hands of your dead friends was such a good idea. It's a pity it didn't work. Shut up. Sosiel swings his fist, but stops it midair. His clenched fist trembles as he stares at the cultist with an expression of pure hatred. You want to kill me, don't you? But you can't. You're a good boy, Sosiel, so loyal to your goddess. You'll have to let me go or commit a sin, so I win either way. Witness the genius of our Lord Baphomet. Haha. So, we can say, do you really believe that even this scum deserves a chance at redemption? The good option, stop Sosiel. It's not worth breaking your goddess's vows because of filth like him. Lawful, don't listen to his lies. He deserves death. It would be justice to kill him on the spot. Chaotic, hit him some more, but be careful not to kill him. Shellen says nothing against kicking a few teeth in, or don't listen to him, hit him some more. I think we're gonna go for the chaotic option. Sosiel knocks the necromancer down to the ground. Enough. He's defeated and will disturb the dead no more. Pummeling him further is not justice, only revenge. I had absolutely no idea there was so much rage in me. It's a shame, a disgrace, but I must admit that I enjoyed beating him. Forgive me for letting you see me like this. It should have never happened. Sosiel wipes the necromancer's blood off of his knuckles and steps away from him. You are the commander, and he is your captive. It's up to you to decide his fate. I surrender. Here, take everything I've got. Just don't kill me. The cultist turns his pockets. Oh boy. So what do you think I should do to him? Finish him, Sosiel, kill him. I can see how much you want to. Then I condemn him to death. His sentence will be carried out immediately. I will send a message with the orders to imprison the cultist. His deeds will be punished to the fullest extent of the law, or I'll set him free, get him out of my sight. We'll say, what do you think I should do with him? Sosiel stares at the cultist through clenched teeth and utters, I have no right to decide whether he should live or die. You're in charge here. We'll probably just imprison him. We're definitely not setting him free. Probably just imprison him. Yes, that's the right thing to do. The cleric lets out a sigh of relief. Thank you. Sosiel examines the devastated graveyard, then diverts his attention to the terrified townspeople. It's all right. You're safe now. We should bury the bodies again. This is a place of peace, and we must not leave it desecrated like this. The townsfolk are clearly terrified of even looking at the fallen undead, but Sosiel's soft words reassure them. As they work together, the graveyard soon returns to its tranquil appearance. After a prayer, Sosiel bows his head before the graves of his friends for the last time. May the eternal rose grant them peace at last. Let's be on our way. We have many more innocents to protect from the horrors of this war. Alright. So this part went a little bit long, but that's okay. We got a lot accomplished. I think I'll probably, in between this part and next, run back to camp, switch out Sosiel, level his mythic tier. He'll probably just get extra channels or something. And then sell a couple more things. And then we're going to move on and go for Ulbrig's quest that he wants to do. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next part.